He cleaned fitness equipment, knowing exactly how each machine worked, which muscles it developed. A normal cleaning crew member wouldn't know such details, because this man had spent 25 years rehabilitating injured soldiers with these very machines. Welcome to Behind Quiet History. Before we begin this powerful tale of hidden expertise and quiet service, tell me in the comments which city you're watching from today. And if you believe stories like this deserve to be remembered, hit that subscribe button and help us honor those who continue serving others long after their official careers end. The Planet Fitness on International Drive in Orlando was one of the busiest gyms in Central Florida. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the facility served over 3,000 members from the sprawling tourist corridor and surrounding residential neighborhoods. The gym's purple and yellow color scheme, judgment-free zone philosophy, and affordable membership rates attracted a diverse clientele ranging from fitness beginners to serious athletes looking for convenient workout options. Among the staff members who kept the facility running smoothly was a man named Carlos Mendoza, who worked the evening cleaning shift from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. At 57 years old, Carlos was responsible for sanitizing equipment, restocking supplies, and maintaining the cleanliness standards that members expected from their fitness facility. He had been working at this location for 10 years, arriving punctually each evening with a quiet professionalism that made him nearly invisible to the hundreds of people who worked out around him. Carlos was exactly what people expected from a gym cleaning crew member: methodical, reliable, and unobtrusive in a way that allowed members to focus on their workouts without distraction. He wore the standard Planet Fitness maintenance uniform, moved efficiently through his assigned areas, and performed his duties with a thoroughness that supervisors appreciated but rarely noticed. What the members and staff didn't know was that Carlos Mendoza had spent 25 years in the United States Army, specializing in physical therapy and rehabilitation medicine. From 1985 to 2010, he had worked at military medical facilities across the country and overseas, helping thousands of injured soldiers recover from combat wounds, training injuries, and the physical trauma of military service. Carlos's expertise in rehabilitation medicine was comprehensive and professionally developed. He held advanced certifications in physical therapy, sports medicine, and therapeutic exercise that had taken years to earn and maintain. His knowledge of human anatomy, muscle function, and recovery protocols was at the level of licensed medical professionals gained through decades of working with patients whose lives depended on successful rehabilitation. His transition to civilian work had been carefully planned but emotionally difficult. After retiring from the Army in 2010 with full medical benefits and commendations, Carlos had struggled to find meaningful employment that utilized his specialized skills. The civilian healthcare system was competitive and bureaucratic in ways that made it difficult for military medical professionals to transition their expertise to private practice. Working at Planet Fitness allowed Carlos to remain connected to the fitness and rehabilitation world while avoiding the stress and bureaucracy of civilian medical practice. The job provided steady income, health benefits, and the opportunity to continue working in an environment where his knowledge of exercise physiology and equipment function was relevant, even if it wasn't officially recognized. Carlos brought his military medical expertise to his cleaning duties with characteristic precision. As he sanitized each piece of equipment, he automatically assessed its mechanical condition, proper usage, and potential safety issues. His knowledge of how different machines affected various muscle groups and joint systems allowed him to identify problems that typical maintenance staff would miss. He observed members using equipment incorrectly and wanted to offer guidance, but his position as cleaning crew meant that fitness advice wasn't part of his job description. Carlos watched people perform exercises with poor form, use inappropriate weights, or operate machines in ways that could cause injury, and he had to restrain himself from intervening with the knowledge that could prevent problems. The other staff members appreciated Carlos's work ethic and attention to detail, but they had no idea that his understanding of the equipment went far beyond basic cleaning procedures. When machines malfunctioned, Carlos often identified the problem and could have performed the repair himself, but protocol required calling specialized technicians for anything beyond routine maintenance. Carlos's military background occasionally surfaced in ways that surprised his supervisors. When the gym received new equipment, he demonstrated an unusual ability to quickly understand operating procedures and identify potential safety issues. During staff training sessions on emergency procedures, his knowledge of first aid and injury response exceeded what most fitness facility employees would possess. The transformation began on a busy Friday evening in September when Carlos's hidden expertise was needed in ways that changed everything. The gym was crowded with members taking advantage of the cooler weather and preparing for weekend activities. The cardiovascular equipment area was particularly busy, with nearly every treadmill, elliptical machine, and stationary bike in use. Carlos was working through his routine equipment sanitization when he noticed a member using the leg press machine incorrectly. The man, who appeared to be in his 40s and was clearly new to weight training, had loaded the machine with more weight than he could safely handle and was performing the exercise with form that put dangerous stress on his lower back and knees. A normal cleaning crew member might have noticed the improper technique, but would have been unable to provide specific guidance about correct form or the potential for injury. Carlos, however, recognized the exact nature of the problem and understood the biomechanical issues that could result in serious injury if the exercise continued. The situation escalated when the member attempted to complete another repetition with the excessive weight and poor form. Carlos watched as the man's technique completely broke down, putting enormous stress on his spine and knee joints. The injury, when it occurred, was exactly what Carlos's training had taught him to expect from this type of biomechanical failure. The member cried out and was unable to move from the leg press machine, clearly in significant pain and distress. Other gym members gathered around but were uncertain how to help safely. The front desk staff was called, but their training covered basic first aid rather than the specific knowledge needed to assess and manage exercise-related injuries. Carlos faced a decision that would determine whether his carefully maintained cover as a simple cleaning crew member could survive contact with his professional expertise. He could wait for emergency medical services to arrive and hope they could handle the situation, or he could intervene using knowledge and skills that would inevitably reveal his true background. For the first time in 10 years, Carlos Mendoza stopped pretending to be a gym cleaning crew member and became what he had always been, a rehabilitation medicine specialist with 25 years of experience in exactly this type of situation. His response was immediate and professional. Carlos approached the injured member with the calm authority of someone who had dealt with thousands of similar cases during his military career. His assessment of the injury was swift and comprehensive, using diagnostic techniques that civilian fitness staff wouldn't have known existed. Carlos's intervention was textbook rehabilitation medicine. He stabilized the injured member, assessed the extent of the damage, and implemented emergency protocols that prevented further injury while ensuring the person remained comfortable and stable. His knowledge of anatomy and injury mechanics allowed him to provide care that exceeded what typical gym staff could offer. The response from other members and staff was immediate recognition that Carlos possessed expertise far beyond what his job title suggested. His diagnostic skills, professional demeanor, and obvious medical knowledge made it clear that he was much more than a cleaning crew member. Within minutes, emergency medical services arrived and immediately recognized Carlos's professional competence. The paramedics worked with him as a colleague rather than a bystander, acknowledging his assessment and recommendations with the respect accorded to medical professionals. The injured member received appropriate care and was transported to a local hospital for further evaluation, but Carlos's intervention had prevented what could have been a much more serious injury. His knowledge of proper emergency response and injury management had stabilized the situation and ensured that appropriate care was provided immediately. But Carlos's cover as a simple gym maintenance worker was completely blown. His medical expertise, professional response, and obvious knowledge of rehabilitation medicine made it impossible to maintain the fiction that he was just another cleaning crew member with basic first aid training. The gym manager, Jennifer Walsh, was among the first to learn about Carlos's true background. Her conversation with the responding paramedics revealed that her quiet cleaning crew member was actually a retired Army medical specialist with advanced training in physical therapy and rehabilitation medicine. The revelation transformed Carlos's relationship with the gym and its members. Instead of being seen as a maintenance worker who happened to be helpful, he was now recognized as one of the most qualified fitness and rehabilitation professionals in the facility. His expertise was suddenly in high demand from members, staff, and management who wanted to understand how someone with his qualifications had been working unrecognized for 10 years. Carlos struggled with the sudden exposure after a decade of carefully maintained anonymity. He had chosen gym maintenance work specifically to avoid the pressure and responsibility that came with practicing rehabilitation medicine, and the attention made him uncomfortable in ways that treating injured soldiers never had. But the response from the gym community was overwhelmingly positive. Instead of feeling deceived by his hidden background, members and staff expressed gratitude for the protection he had unknowingly provided for 10 years. Many realized that his professional approach to equipment maintenance and his attention to safety details had been keeping them safer than they had ever known. Planet Fitness corporate management learned about Carlos's background and immediately recognized the value of having a rehabilitation medicine specialist on staff. They offered him a position as a fitness consultant that would utilize his medical expertise while providing significantly better compensation and professional recognition. Carlos considered the corporate offer carefully, weighing his desire for quiet anonymity against the opportunity to use his skills more effectively. The injured member's case had reminded him of the satisfaction that came from helping people recover from injury and achieve their fitness goals using proper techniques and appropriate progression. The gym established a new position for Carlos that combined equipment maintenance responsibilities with member education and injury prevention services. His unique background allowed him to identify potential problems before they resulted in injuries, provide guidance on proper exercise techniques, and serve as a liaison with medical professionals when members needed rehabilitation services. Carlos's story spread throughout the fitness community and attracted attention from other veterans who had found creative ways to continue using their military medical expertise in civilian careers. His success demonstrated that specialized skills developed in military medicine could be effectively adapted to civilian fitness and wellness work. The gym's injury rates decreased significantly as Carlos implemented safety protocols and member education programs based on his rehabilitation medicine expertise. His knowledge of exercise physiology and proper technique helped members achieve better results while reducing the risk of injury that could interrupt their fitness progress. Local physical therapy clinics began consulting with Carlos on cases involving clients who needed to transition from medical rehabilitation to general fitness activities. His understanding of both medical rehabilitation and gym environments made him uniquely qualified to help patients make that transition safely and effectively. Carlos's house became a gathering place for other military medical veterans who had found ways to continue serving their communities through civilian fitness and wellness work. They formed an informal network of professionals who provided consulting services, education programs, and support for veterans transitioning from military medical careers to civilian health and fitness work. Years later, Carlos would reflect on the unexpected turn his retirement had taken. He had expected to spend his post-military career in quiet obscurity, cleaning equipment and avoiding the high-stress medical situations that had defined his Army service. Instead, he had found a way to continue using his expertise to help people while working in an environment that he genuinely enjoyed. The skills he had developed during 25 years of military medical service, assessment, diagnosis, treatment planning, and patient education proved to be perfectly suited to civilian fitness work. The same abilities that had made him an effective rehabilitation specialist for injured soldiers made him an exceptional resource for gym members seeking to achieve their fitness goals safely and effectively. Carlos's approach to fitness consulting emphasized the importance of proper technique, gradual progression, and understanding individual limitations and capabilities. His military medical experience had taught him that successful rehabilitation required patience, consistency, and attention to detail, principles that applied equally well to civilian fitness training. The gym's membership continued to grow as word spread about the quality of guidance and safety oversight that Carlos provided. Members felt more confident in their workouts, knowing that someone with his expertise was available to provide guidance and assistance when needed. Carlos's transformation from hidden cleaning crew member to recognized fitness and rehabilitation expert demonstrated that specialized skills developed in military service could find meaningful applications in unexpected civilian contexts. His success inspired other veterans to consider how their expertise might be adapted to serve community needs in creative ways. The rehabilitation medicine specialist who had been cleaning gym equipment proved that service doesn't end with military retirement, that expertise can be shared in many different contexts, and that the most important contributions often come from those who use their professional skills to help others achieve their goals safely and effectively. Carlos Mendoza had spent 25 years helping injured soldiers recover their strength and mobility in military medical facilities. In retirement, he found a way to continue that mission by helping civilian gym members achieve their fitness goals while avoiding the injuries that could interrupt their progress. His story reminds us that expertise takes many forms, that service can be expressed through unexpected career paths, and that the most valuable contributions often come from those who use their professional knowledge to help others succeed while maintaining the highest standards of safety and effectiveness. The cleaning crew member, who knew exactly how every machine worked, had spent decades learning to help people recover from injury and achieve physical goals that seemed impossible. His transition from military rehabilitation medicine to civilian fitness consulting proved that the fundamental mission of helping others achieve their potential could continue in any environment where knowledge, dedication, and professional expertise were valued and needed.